What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're taking a look at the patch notes for Wayfinder 1.0. The game just launched. We're also going to do some FAQ. They had a impromptu FAQ session going on down here as well, so we're going to take a look at that. But let's go ahead and jump into these patch notes. So it says, after a long journey through early access full of ups and downs, we are finally excited to release Wayfinder. Wayfinder has been a passion project from the start, and from our entire crew at Airship, we appreciate every person who has played the game and given us positive and negative feedback. Without the passion, Wayfinder would not be what it is today. While the game didn't start off where we finished, we're incredibly proud of the game we've made, and you've told us that our decisions have resulted in a vastly superior and fun co-op ARPG. Enjoy. So I think the game is just kind of launching on PlayStation and Steam right now. It might be also on Epic. I haven't checked, but Xbox is going to be a while. They're saying they're still working on some stuff. They said it's going to be like till the end of the month. So they got a couple of weeks to get that out according to their timeline, and we'll see how that goes. And I'll make a video when that drops as well. So it says the overview is that it's going to be a new Wayfinder, Lore of the Vessel, new Overland Zone, the Crucible, new Lost Zones, the Shattered Foundry, and the Aegis Vault, 6 new weapons, 15 plus new armor sets, 35 plus new housing items, updated tutorial, NVIDIA DLSS, and performance improvements. Laura is the vessel of a primal spirit, a deadly force that frightens even her allies. An orphan with few memories of her past, she's determined to master the power before she loses anyone else. So her passive is channeling. Laura channels the power of her avatar by damaging enemies with attacks and abilities. Once her power has fully charged, she enters the channeling state, empowering her abilities. Clobber launches Spirit Fist first, smashing through enemies in its path. Channel lunged forward, expelling a massive Spirit Fist, causing additional break damage and knocking enemies back. Clobber's cooldown is reset whenever Laura enters channeling. Possession. The avatar exerts its presence, granting Laura a damage shield that reflects damage back to attackers for a short duration. Laura and nearby allies also gain a protective aura that reduces incoming damage. Channeled, the avatar manifests to pull in and smash nearby enemies. All party members gain the reflective damage shield in addition to the damage reduction aura. Seismic launch, quickly dash forward, damaging any enemies in front of you. Channel knocks back enemies while reducing incoming damage. The dash can be held and charged for increased distance. Unleash your spirit, transforming into the avatar. The avatar regenerates health, is greatly resistant to all damage, and can pummel enemies with its fist. Laura has 8 collectible armor sets and 2 cosmetic personas. The personas will probably most likely be in the harder dungeon modes, but there is one persona that I think doesn't count in this, and that's one that you get from the add-on pack that they had with the collab with Critical Role. So, Solid Edge says, the Crucible, the final battle begins in the Crucible. The Eldrin have occupied a shattered region known as the Crucible, a city-sized machine built by the architects, reclaimed by nature and lost to time in search of a powerful secret. At the Crucible Center, the Eldrin Ring intend to finish the war their god started and pen to the work at Dark Fate. There's a brand new open world area to explore, brand new traversal mechanic to use in the Crucible, the Hookshot, 2 brand new Lost Zones, the Shattered Foundry, and the Aegis Vault. So I'm going to be playing this tonight on stream, so if you guys want to hang out on Twitch, at Twitch DeathMonkeyXL, you can see the names down here below, or I'll be here on YouTube as well, wherever you feel is comfortable, and I'll also probably have it up on X as well. So, combat updates, Vesper 3 weapon ability null zone. The shield now pulses damage every second. Damage increases with the amount of locked and loaded charges consumed. Covetous weapon ability Golden Touch, increased damage from the initial hit 2.0, increased damage from the Deceiver Bite 5.0, increased radius of the Deceiver's Bite from 500 to 750, and reapplying a mark will cause the first one to explode and apply a fresh mark. For the Draken Maw weapon ability Aftermath, increased damage to 12.5 over 4 hits, up from 9.0, and reorientation windows throughout. Improved responsiveness while using each level of momentum. Players should feel less locked in. Queen's Pyre weapon ability, increased damage at each level of momentum from 4, 5, and 6, and they've increased the radius. For Grendel's Leap is now combo enabled. They replaced magic defense with max health on ransom. Leveled out all epic accessory drop rates to be in line with each other. Added previously unobtainable mutator accessories set to 2x mutator combination loot pools. Adjusted multiple quests and events in Lower Skylight to take place further into the Highlands. Increased health and damage of level 38 Mythic Hunts. Improved hit impact visuals, improved HUD buff tray, added new combat feedback on all weapons, and improved handling of the dialogue system at the end of the hunts. For the performance and tech, they've added NVIDIA DLSS 3 support, updated default settings, interacting with the gloom wall no longer causes major FPS drops, fixed various PS5 related memory crashes, changed the way shaders cache to reduce stutter, updated Steam Deck default settings for a better experience, If updating to 1.0, it is recommended to reset the in-game graphic settings to default, various Frostmarch optimizations, various menu optimizations, added ultra-wide support for non-standard resolutions, added support for dynamic background art on non-standard monitors, standard screen resolutions, and fixed various issues with the 16 by 10 aspect ratio. For miscellaneous fixes, they fixed a few animation issues with the friendly trickster, fixed multiple overlapping chest respawns, fixed multiple areas where players could get out of bounds, so many toe catch and collision issues, multiple UI navigation issues, localization issues, item description issues, objective issues with various jobs and bounties, an issue where the player would lose long-term buffs after traveling, fixed not being able to put small housing items on mantles, an issue causing infinite load screens when joining a game through the Find Party menu, multiple issues with host client replication, enemies spawning in the clouds during the Seeds of Corruption event, an issue in crossplay causing track quests to become untracked after travel, an issue where clients cannot invoke the radio menu. Now, these are some known issues that they probably try to address on future patches, little small patch updates here and there. It says in some cases, both the text and audio language settings will be blank. Resetting to default will fix this issue. Additional performance improvements are coming soon to all open world areas. Some users may experience excessive hitching on NVIDIA drivers version 565.90. We recommend you either roll back to an older driver or do a clean install. Players on Steam Deck may experience performance issues after updating to 1.0 or loading a cloud save. Resetting the game in-game graphic settings to default will correct this. Clients might be unable to complete the main story quest Unraveling Doubt. Play as the host or solo to get around this. Loading icon will be displayed in place of an item after awakening and character or weapon back to back. Switching characters while performing important event or quest actions will not always grant progress, and the UI does not update immediately after reducing gloomstones to shards. Now, there were some questions and answers in the dev tracker here, since we're going to go over the Wayfinder questions and not the non-Wayfinder questions. But it says, we'll go over a couple of the non-Wayfinder questions. What's your favorite cheese? Provolone and Asahi super dry beer. What's your favorite downtime game at the moment? Throwing a Liberty. Now that I'm 50, I can just F around. Now, Wayfinder related questions. What are some other franchises you would like to support packs with? Personally, that's hard. It would have to kind of fit in the Wayfinder world. Have no idea how we do it, and I don't have a great answer, but I'm looking at my MC statue right now, so I'll just say Halo. Actually, I know my answer. The dream supporter pack would be Zelda because my nephew would go through the roof and be excited. I like the suggestion for Berserk. Love the idea as a collaboration, Berserk. Question, what's a feature that had to be discarded that you wish made it into 1.0? The hardcore mode Steve talked about on stream was originally for 1.0, but we had to push it. How many partially developed Wayfinders are out there that got cut for one reason or another? There are 3 others that are fairly far along in the one way or another. Will 1.0 have any new heroics? No, we have another heroic fairly far into dev, but they are in 1.0, maybe for whatever comes next. Do you have publicly lined up from any big name sites for Monday? Answer, I saw someone Reddit talk about this, so I'll address it. We aren't a giant studio. We're paying for all this ourselves. That said, we do have some promotional plans, but it won't be for this giant blitz. I'm confident that Steam algorithm will do its thing and push the game when we hit the release button to tons of people that might be interested, because that's the best thing that could happen and also the cheapest. We believe in it too. Someone said that if you make a good game, it will find the audience, and I'm confident that this is the case. We'll find out soon enough. But it's a very busy time of year, and we won't be spending thousands upon thousands to get the game out there because, frankly, we can't. So how long has Wayfinder been in earnest development? I honestly don't know, as I bought in with Echoes, like 2018. How are you guys able to put out content so quickly compared to most studios? I wouldn't say it's crazy fast. We just had a lot in dev for quite a period of time to roll out over time. So they're kind of ahead of the curve and had rollout periods and had time to test it in the back end before sending it out, most of it. Has the team been sleeping? Weak. What is the coolest new mount coming with 1.0? I mean, bears, duh. There was a PvP mode reference. Yeah, it was a fun jam we did last Christmas. Let's say Wayfinder isn't successful enough to keep making more content. Will the studio still utilize the world and characters in some way for future games maybe? To be honest, probably no. There would be too much complexity in the IP. If it ends up not doing well, it'd probably be hard to shake off the reputation of the original. I don't think so. Part of the reason we wanted to follow through with Wayfinder 1.0 is to deliver our promise on something that does live forever and is a finished game. So I think that part is still relevant. I mean, no matter what, we'll have a 100% buy-in due to what happened, but we felt it was important to have a game out there, both from a dev's perspective and a player who bought a Founders Pack. From the perspective of the people that follow the game and studio, I can see that, but history has a tendency to muddle the truth in the public eye. I think that's true to a degree, or I think that's true to agree. But I think that's no matter what the story of us actually preserving is more of an impressive story than any other way. You can spin what happened with Wayfinder, and in the end, we'll get the most clicks and the most engaging content wins. That's very fair. I personally try to explain this real story where I see people posting falsehoods about what happened. One thing I will say about that at this point that was that it doesn't really matter. People just want to know about the game and they don't care about the baggage. People on Monday will see that this is a brand new game and they won't necessarily care about the actual history of the past year. They care about what currently exists that they paid $25 for. I feel like parts of this game require some context, like why there are battle towers in the game, the sort of way the game flow is. You can tell that it's built on the ruins of a live service game. I think at the end of the day, the normal conservative doesn't give a crap about that, to be honest. That's kind of why we did not go out of any type of pre-marketing stories about what happened. It's kind of all under the bridge at this point. Also about the whole supporter pack, man, I love to see Misfortune from Ruined Kings or Red Monica from BC or Darksiders, though I guess that might be a bit hard via licensing. We have 2 other supporter packs in random stages at this point. Red Monica from Battle Chasers. I don't think Battle Chasers would be hard because that is a game from Airship Syndicate. So that's their game. So they have full license and control over Battle Chasers. So they could do Battle Chasers stuff. Ruined King, they have to go through Riot, and Darksiders, they'd have to go through THQ. More ways for me to throw money at you guys? Heck yeah. To be absolutely clear, these are not guaranteed to come out, but things we are working on right now. And important news recently, blah, blah, blah. More questions. Will new players still get the one-times Founders Token Award for early access after the 1.0 release? I'm 90% sure we didn't remove it. It was a huge hassle, and it was at the bottom of the list since we have to have all hands on deck for crossplay. Yeah, we would have to redo some tech. Had a tag for the vendor to talk to some, but not others, etc. It wasn't worth. So feel free to hold off on purchasing until 1.0's release, and the 10% off sale tomorrow won't be missing out on anything by waiting. Post 1.0, today we launched 1.0, and we're excited to deliver the game that you can play forever. From the start of the goal with this conversation was to make good on delivering a complete product. We believe that 1.0 stands on its own and is great value at $24.99. With no FOMO, no MTX, no live service, you can play at your own pace, which means play it daily forever or finish it and move on to your next favorite game. That's healthy. With that said, we do have some plans to deliver a few updates before end of the year. Any support past this will require game sales to hit our projections so that we're able to continue developing it while financially sustaining our studio. So coming before the end of 2024 is going to be official PC mod support, performance patches, inventory rewards and items so I can get my Batman hood back, and bug fixes and some more optimizations, plus save slots. Possibly coming before will be Nightmare difficulty and Hardcore mode. What could 1.0's after 1.0 support look like? The raid we had been working on pre-conversion, additional weapons, a new open world area, a new lost zone, new mutators, and more. And now we have the patch available. We talked about the known issues. For the critical supporter pack, there was an issue going on where it wasn't appearing on the American PlayStation Store, and they were working with Sony at it. I don't know if it's on there now. There's no 10% discount on PSN. It's not something they support when leaving early access. And then there's a couple of hot issues going on right now where there's a crash after the update for the Roots of Evil main story quest causing crashes. They found it. The quest was changed and didn't get versioned properly. So it should be working. And then the Founders Token, the pop-up was being displayed, but no rewards are being received. It says, please make sure it's enabled before starting Wayfinder. Then you should see the items appear upon fast travel into Skylight, if not immediately, for the supporter pack items. And then they fix a lot of the crashes. So that's all the information we have right now for 1.0. I did want to go over real quick, if you got the supporter pack and you don't see it on Steam, how you can get that activated. So what you want to do is go here into your Wayfinder area on Steam. Go to properties, and then go into DLC and just make sure that that is checked for it to be activated. And with that said, that's 1.0. Like I said, we'll be streaming it tonight as of 10/21, and probably throughout the rest of the week to get some of the content done. We were starting off unlocking the new character and then trying to get her leveled up before we go into the new zone. So we'll be in the game for a minute. But yeah, come on, check it out. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. If you want to follow me on any of those, feel free. If you're not following me here, hit the follow button, subscribe button, and let's go ahead and enjoy 1.0. What comes after, I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated as we go along, and we'll be talking about more games and stuff on this channel. So if you're just interested in gaming and enjoy gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.